What is up, everyone? Welcome to Dead with My Friends podcast. As always, I am your co-host, Steve.
And I'm your co-host, Nick.
And this is episode 50 of the Dead with My Friends podcast. And on this episode, we're going to take a trip over the border, taking a trip to Mexico, and we're going to talk about a Mexican Child's Play ripoff movie called Herencia Diabólica. So, Nick, last episode, we talked Child's Play. This time, again, we're going south of the border, opposite end of the spectrum. There's been plenty of Child's Play ripoffs, but none quite like Herencia Diabólica. This movie...
Diabolic Inheritance, if you're going to translate it to English.
The English translation, yes. I mean... We both have the Degauser video release of this.
Yep.
That we are both holding in our hands. You know, it was just something you brought to my attention. You were like, yo, take a look at this. This looks kind of fucking wild, insane, out there. It's a Mexican Child's Play ripoff, but with a clown doll, and it's a little person playing the clown doll. Sometimes it's a doll, and then sometimes it's a little person.
Yeah, there was no budget for animatronics with this film.
No, none whatsoever.
It seemed barely even a budget for the clown doll itself.
Yeah. So yeah,
they made it work though.
No,
there was effort in there.
There was definitely effort. You know, this got released in the early 90s, or made in the early 90s. This was almost a lost film, you had mentioned to me.
Yes.
It was shot on film, but then edited on video. And then, you know, the good people at the Degauser Video, they unearthed this thing. And now we have it. I mean, again, just like looking at the slip, it's just so ridiculous.
Yeah, show him off in the back.
Yeah,
that's the clown. Wow, they really gave her a dump truck, didn't they?
Yeah, so this woman on the cover, her name is Lorena Herrera, and she is a famous model in Mexico, TV actress and movie actress. So, you know, she's like a big grab for this movie, a big selling point. She's still in the game doing, I think, some TV and stuff. Nice. Opening up the cover, there's another funny image. Let me take out the disc. So here we have the clown doll with the knife and the boy whose name is Roy. We'll get more into Roy.
Roy.
Just like, you know, you got Andy and Chucky, you've got Roy and the clown doll.
This movie was just trying to capitalize on the success of Child's Play.
Yeah.
Like a lot of other really good ones did, though. So we had movies like Dolly Dearest. Which I think might be, if we're going to talk like a comparison to Child's Play, I think that Dolly Dearest was actually pretty good.
I like Dolly Dearest.
They did a good job with her, too, with the doll.
Yeah, no, the doll effects are good. You've got Rip Thorne in it doing the worst Mexican accent ever. You've got the mom from Pet Sematary. She's in it. There's like a little bit of like The Exorcist with possession.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it's good. It's
Dolly Dearest is great. I have the Vinegar Syndrome released to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, I championed Dolly Dearest. It was something I rented from Blockbuster after seeing the cover because, you know, I was Child's Play obsessed growing up in the 90s.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, we talked about that on the last episode.
Yeah.
And then another one to mention, which is a little more obscure too, not as obscure as the movie we're talking today, but Pinocchio's Revenge, the same director from Night of the Demons. That was another Blockbuster rental. That I hope that gets a Blu-ray release from someone like Vinegar Syndrome someday.
Oh, that one's long overdue.
Yeah.
You can find it in some places. I mean, you actually revisited it recently, like
a few months ago, right? Yeah, I revisited my DVD copy.
I think I checked out some clips. That one's fun too. That one's like interesting. A fever dream, man.
Yeah. Vern Troyer playing, Pinocchio when he's like moving around.
There was a long time where like I was like unsure whether or not I really did see that movie.
Well, you know what's funny? Like Jack Frost.
That's another one.
Where there was the Michael Keaton one, and then there was the horror movie one. There was the live-action 90s Pinocchio movie, and then Pinocchio's Revenge, all coming out at the same time.
I mean, I guess in some way the horror movies were also, trying to capitalize off of the Disney movie, whatnot. I mean, there's just always somebody trying to rip off of somebody to get it.
Absolutely.
To get their career made and shit sometimes. But hey, man, I appreciate the effort. And, some of them are pretty original, I'd say. Like, I mean, they have the comparison as being doll-sploitation.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But no, man, I like this movie. It's not that bad. I watched it for the first time and it was late. I'm guilty of it. It kept my attention. It's a pretty quick movie, but at first I was like, you know what, this is kind of a snooze. I'm like, it's kind of boring. And then I watched it again this morning and I was like, you know what, it's not that bad. Like, I have watched way worse movies. Like, Cruel Jaws was a tough one to get through.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm just gonna say, like, if like episodes that we've covered that have been tough to get through, Cruel Jaws was a tough one to get through. But this wasn't so much of a chore. It's very funny when you see, the little person as the doll.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just jarring because of like how different it is, So
yeah,
because they did use little people in Child's Play, but
they used them had like a mask or something over,
right?
The little person to.
Do you think that this would have been like better, effort wise, if they did have like a mask on him like that?
Maybe. And
they probably should have.
If they were able to get just a little bit of animatronic in there,
because he's wearing makeup. Like you'll see, we have a bunch of clips from the film that we're gonna share. So I'm excited to talk about this one. So,
yeah, it's an interesting one. What do you say? Do you want to read the back of the box? We'll drop do we have a trailer for this?
Yeah, I think there's a trailer for this.
Drop the trailer and then we'll
I think the Gowser has one, so hopefully, they don't mind if we borrow it for the episode. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to read the back and then we'll get into it. So, Herencia Diabólica. When Tony, a successful businessman, receives a call informing him that he has inherited his late aunt's vast estate, he uproots himself and his wife Annie from New York City to Mexico City. While adjusting to and exploring their new Gothic home, Tony and Andy come upon a mysterious clown doll. Although merely unnerved by the doll's strange appearance at first, Annie soon becomes concerned as it begins turning up out of nowhere in every corner of the house. When a series of fatal accidents occur on or near the couple's property, with the doll always at the scene, Tony and Annie come to the terrifying realization that a sinister force has possessed it and begins a race against time to figure out how to bring the carnage to an end.
¿Qué no estás arrepentida de haber dejado todo en Nueva York para venir aquí?
Si yo lo dejé en el cuarto del bebé.
Lo siento mucho, señor Gil, pero no fue posible hacer nada por su esposa. Pero salvamos a su hijo.
Papito,
¿Sí?
mi payasito y yo hemos jugado todo el día.
¿Sacaste el payasito de Roy del closet de mi recámara?
No, señora, yo no.
En este momento te vas a la cama y este payaso se queda conmigo hasta mañana.
That write-up is kind of funny because like
it makes it sound better than it is.
Well, no, because like Annie and Tony don't even come into like the conclusion together. Like
I know, that's why it makes it sound better than it is.
Yeah, and there is no like urgency, race against time. The dad Tony, he's so busy with his business that he's like
he's in and out.
He's in and out when shit happens, is not really there. But whatever, it's
well, here's the thing also, right? So I watched an interview with the lead Tony talking. And he said that, I think everybody went into this movie under the impression that it was going to be structured better, that there was going to be a better script behind it, that it was going to be bigger than it was, right?
Yeah.
And he said that, once production came, he's like, we only spent 1 week on pre-production, 4 weeks of filming, and then another 4 weeks of post-production. And he said it really fell short. He's like, he understands that it doesn't really make sense, because one of the things in this film that gets me is there's no explanation as far as who, why, or what possesses this doll.
Yeah, I think it's just alluded that there's black magic going on.
That's exactly it. That's the only explanation. So, and then we'll get into how that comes to be.
Yeah.
Later on, but yeah, so that's the story behind it. It was just a bad script, and it lives in B movie history.
Yeah.
So the back of the box says it perfectly. Tony inherits this mansion from his aunt. The movie starts out at the mansion. Tony's aunt is sitting in her courtyard, and she's holding the doll, and she's rocking back and forth in the chair, and she passes away while she's outside, and nurse comes and checks in on her, and then we have this the first introduction of this little clown.
So yeah, we got the aunt here. She's rocking in the chair with her clown doll. I mean,
yeah, she dies. The nurse comes and checks on her, checks her vitals.
Yep. Just gotta go tell someone, and then look at the switch. It's now a little person. The clown doll is alive. And right there should tell you now
what you're getting into.
Yeah, what you're getting into. Seeing that scene is like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, let's fucking see where this flick goes. So then after that, Tony gets the letter from a notary or something in Mexico about his inheritance, and he uproots him and his wife. And once they arrive to the mansion, there's sheets and everything over all the furniture, and they make a mention that they're going to need to clean it up and everything. And, Annie really takes a lot of pride in wanting to clean the house herself and make it, their own. Because Tony initially suggests, oh, let's get a cleaning person, whatever. And, one of the things also is Tony uprooted and left his job. And it looked like he had a good corporate job in New York City.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he probably should have set that up before he decided that he was going to leave to go down to Mexico. So we have a couple of shots of him going back and forth and looking for jobs, whatnot. And, one night he ends up coming home and he's like all upset and shit because he couldn't find a job. And then, there's a sex scene. So, I mean, I contribute this sex scene to what ends up happening. Obviously, the conception of their son, Roy, which we find out happens. But like you mentioned before, how what's the actress's name who plays Doris?
Lorena Herrera.
Okay, so we actually meet her while Roy is looking for a job.
Well,
so
Tony's looking for a job.
Tony, I'm sorry. So at one of the times when Tony's going to get a job, the receptionist at the job is actually Doris. Mm-hmm. So that's the job that he ultimately gets, and that's ultimately where he meets her.
While Tony's establishing at his job, Annie she discovers a key to an attic.
Is it a key to the attic though?
I think so. What
it's vague.
It's very vague, yeah. And she's in the attic and she sees all these black candles, a skull, all these like masks and
a
toys.
devil mask.
Yeah. So she's like, what the fuck is this about? And then she discovers a chest. And inside the chest is the clown doll and pictures of Tony's aunt from when she was young with the clown doll. And she brings it to Tony's attention. And Tony gives a little bit of backstory where he's like, oh, yes, I remember this clown doll. I used to think it was evil when I was a kid. And it's kind of strange how, and Annie brings this up, how the doll doesn't seem to look like as pristine as it did when Tony's aunt was young.
Yeah.
But she holds on to it and she puts it in the nursery for their expecting child. She puts it like in the crib or whatever.
Yeah, and then a bunch of just weird things start to happen. Like she's cleaning one day and then she hears like a fucking crash in the living room, and the doll's laying on the floor, and there's some bullshit on the floor, whatever. So he starts to just pop up in random places. She'll find him, she'll put him back, and she starts to kind of seem like she feels like she's going crazy in a way, right?
Yeah.
Because she starts to like second guess herself, and she's like, I know that I placed him here, or I put him in the crib, or so she's starting to get like weirded out by it, and I think that anybody would be.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So there comes a point in time when Tony goes away on a business trip and Andy is left alone by herself in the mansion. And she initially got very weirded out by the doll, and she puts him in a closet. So she wakes up in the middle of the night because she hears a banging coming from downstairs, and it's coming from the closet. So she goes downstairs to investigate. I'm not going to lie, this got me.
Oh, did it?
It got me.
That's funny. Yeah, I like how it's just a doll thrown out, but then it's the little person that comes to life. And so she's crawling back up the stairs. And now the doll has appeared there. Does some kind of push. Not really, but like a
force push or something.
A force push, yeah. Causes her to fall down the stairs. Now keep in mind, she's with child. The laugh.
I love that, yeah.
Yeah, oh my goodness. So that is our first kill.
He is creepy.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's unsettling. If I saw that in the middle of the night, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck? But
yeah.
That's funny that the clown coming out or being thrown out of the closet got you. That's really, yeah.
I mean, I should have knew it was coming, but yeah, it got me. It gave me a little jump. So
interesting. So yeah, unfortunately, Annie's taken to the hospital. They are not able to save her, but they tell Tony that they are able to save his son, Roy, and Tony takes it upon himself to raise his son with the help of his two housemaids. And then we get a time skip. I think it's like 6 years now. Tony is really established in the business that he's now working at with Doris in Mexico City. And he's like kind of a higher up now. But he still can't let go of the death of his wife. It's still hitting him hard. And then Doris, his secretary, is like, you got to move on. Like, you got to live life. So they become like romantically entwined. And Doris becomes the new stepmom for Roy.
She's a good stepmom, though.
Yeah,
you can tell that she really loves him, cares about him, and wants to build a bond with him. So that's really nice. But she starts getting like very concerned because he won't let go of this doll.
No,
at all.
And Tony even mentions that, like, oh well, it was his first gift from his mother. So it's got sentimental value. But yeah, this kid Roy, he's got an infatuation with the clown doll. He even makes mention like, I can't go anywhere without it, otherwise it'll get mad at me. Like at one point they're playing hide and seek in the garden and Doris is like, what's going on? He's like, oh, my clown, he's hiding. And at first she thinks it's just like kiddie games, but then like, he starts to mentioned that he like moves around and talks and gets mad if
and they just she probably just she just brushes it off like kids' fantasy. I think that's even what Tony says.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, even Tony's like, because he's so wrapped up in his business. Like, he's like a high exec now. And, Doris is just like, well, I want to distract him a bit because there's more things to do than just be with this fucking clown doll. Like, she brings him to like an amusement park / zoo, which had some interesting animatronics. I like the King Kong one.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you liked the Kong.
Yeah, I did. I liked it a lot. I was like, yo, that's cool.
Had those monkeys flying
it's
around.
Kind of crazy because you got kids just playing and there's just like monkeys just freely walking and like, yo, what if a kid like fucks with one and it like retaliates? Now you got a whole issue on your hands.
Yeah, loose law, man.
Yeah, but Doris is trying to get Tony or Roy to have fun, and she could tell that like Roy looks glum, and she's like, "What's wrong?"
Oh yeah, he's not having a good time at all. He's pouting and shit.
And Roy says, "My clown doll's mad that I left him behind." And she's like, "Enough of this clown doll shit." She's over it. So yeah, Doris is fed up with Roy's infatuation with the clown doll and him like not leaving it. It's never out of his sight. It's always by his side. She tries to lock it away. It ends up just like with Annie.
Yeah, the same shit starts to happen.
Starts happening. The clown is appearing in different places. I think at one point she throws it into like the lake.
Yep,
and
she does.
It turns back up the next day, and Roy's like, "My clown doll's wet. I don't know why." And she's like, "What the fuck?"
Did you see her when she walks inside the house
and she sees it?
Thinking about that now, she throws him in the water, and then we cut to her walking in the house. So this seems like it was an instantaneous thing, or it was a bad edit. But
yeah,
she walks in wearing the same clothes, everything, and then Roy's coming down the stairs with the doll, and then she just like
she's like, "I can't fucking believe it," which is that's a good reaction.
It's a great reaction.
Yeah. She's like, "I cannot. I just threw this thing in the fucking lake, and now he's got it again. Like, what the fuck's going on?" So she eventually is like, "All right, I'm gonna fucking get rid of this thing once and for all." So she puts it in a package and heads out to ship it. But she's in like a convertible car, and some like dude like steals the package and runs off to like his little garbage paradise.
Dude, yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. I was trying so hard to see like what the label said on the package. Like, where was she trying to send it? Just like anywhere?
No idea. I think anywhere. As long
anywhere
as
but
anywhere.
here.
Yeah, anywhere but here.
Shit. Yeah, I was trying so hard, but the footage is so rough.
It's rough.
Well, before, I think that this was the cherry on top for her to decide that she had to get rid of this fucking thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So before the whole bum thing happens, we have this fucking scene that is so bizarre.
Yes. Yep.
Doris is she's in her room and she's sleeping, and the color is going from like red, green, and all this shit. And the doll crawls into bed with her, and they have like a romantic moment.
Yeah, it's so
where he's
weird.
like laying up against her, and then he starts to like touch her breasts and stuff, and it looks like she's into it. And I think that this scene is what made her decide, I have to get rid of this thing. Like, it's getting too weird now. I'm having sex dreams with it.
Yeah.
Look at this shit. Look at him crawling in there.
Yeah.
There's smoke and
the lights flashing back to green and red. At first, she's like freaked out.
And then she welcomes him.
Yeah, then she's just like, "Oh, okay." Like, he caresses her face. She's like a little mesmerized. And then, yeah, she's not really resisting, which is so weird, even in a
She
dream.
starts to touch his arm and everything, and you see like her eyes like start to like kind of get like bedroom eyes, I guess you could say, whatever. So yeah, she fucking had it, and packs him up, fucking going to the post office, and then this guy just grabs him out of the car And what'd you say is like his
trash paradise or garbage paradise? It's just a mound of garbage.
The garbage palace.
Yeah, this garbage palace where he just hangs out, and he opens the package thinking it's going to be of some value.
And it's just the fucking doll.
It's just the clown doll. And he's like, yo, what the fuck, man?
And he chucks it.
Yeah, he's like, yep, this is garbage.
But you don't want to be mean to this doll.
No, you don't. No, you don't. And then look at that. The doll is now alive. It's rising up. We can see it again. It's the little person. You know,
he grabbed a bottle off of the ground.
Yeah, the clown doll stabs him with the broken bottle in the back of the head. So the guy's not dead, but he's in pain right now. I mean, he's back of the dome, and boom, stabbed right in the eye with the same broken bottle. And then I think, there we go. The zoom in on the lacerated eye. Some good. That's blood
probably
right
the
there.
Most gore that we get in the film.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, unfortunately, they could have upped the gore to make it a little more entertaining, but that's
maybe you could have just did that with inserts.
Yeah,
but that's what the lead actor who plays Tony was saying. Because as far as I know, he was a writer director and an actor that took himself very seriously, and I'm sure it was just like the deal with a lot of other people on the film. So there are things that they could have did, little things like that could have made this a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely.
But for what it is, it's entertaining for sure.
And it's funny too because like as the clown doll is like leaving, he does like a little turnaround and like does his laugh again. Yeah, and then ends up back with Roy.
Doris, after she gets rid of the doll, she seems a bit relieved, and her and Tony end up going out, right?
Yes,
like they have a night
go
out
for a night out of dancing and dinner, and she tasks with one of the maids to watch Roy, and
he's up in his room and he's laughing, and Doris calls. And she's like, "Oh, how's Roy?" Everything like that. And she's like, "Oh, he's upstairs. He's playing with his doll." And she's like, "The doll?" And she's like, "Get rid of that thing." So then the maid goes up and she tries to take the doll away from Roy.
Yeah.
And he turns right into. She's like,
"Oh shit, it's alive!" So she starts
the alive
maid
version
starts
of
running
him.
off, and she ends up in the attic. And then this is funny because. Everything in the attic. There we go. The flashing lights, the candles come on with the black magic setup, and all the toys start to come alive. Yeah, and we got that flashing of the red and green. I don't know what the fuck that thing is. There's the devil mask there. Pretty cool. I like
There's a train going around and stuff too.
Yeah, all these wind-up toys going off. So she's like all freaking out, but then she gets out and ends up on the rooftop.
When she's on the rooftop, Roy and the doll are waiting for her, and there's
a rope moving by
and
itself.
He's using like his telekinetic powers or whatever to wrap it around her neck,
and strings her up, and she's just like suspending in air, being hung. And you think like that's it, like okay, she's just gonna be hung and suspended in air, but no, this is great because. He throws her off the cliff and watch the legs. You can tell that this is like a dummy. And the legs
even
are
just
like,
by the wig right there too.
The legs are twisting around. It reminds me of like, those like 90s sitcoms, like for example, Martin with Martin Lawrence, like when he gets tossed in the gym or maybe it was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but like, and it's clearly a dummy. Like a lot of 90s sitcoms.
Yeah.
Here we go, right there.
So you got to do.
The maid ends up dead on the floor from the rooftop, kind of similar to Aunt Maggie's death, where she fell from the story windows.
Good point. Good comparison.
Yep. So like Doris and Tony, they come back to all the chaos. Tony's talking with the police, and Doris is like going to check in on Roy and shit. Yeah.
At that point, she knows that the doll is possessed or something, or some kind of evil force, because she goes in the room and she tries to like cut him up.
Yeah, with scissors. Yeah.
And then she says to him, she's like, "Give me the doll. Don't you know that he killed your..." She doesn't call her his maid, but his nanny.
Yeah, yeah.
She's like, don't you know that he killed your nanny? Don't you know that this thing killed your nanny? Like, give it to me.
So Doris, again, she's destroyed the doll with the scissors. She thinks that it's over. The next day, I believe, she hears Roy playing. She comes in. It's the fucking clown doll. So she snatches it, and Roy is pleading, no, like, and she's gonna go try to destroy it again.
Yeah.
But what happens next is,
and this is funny.
This is so funny. So yeah,
she grabs the doll out of his hands, and then she goes to put it in like the corner, and you see him run.
Yeah, and boom,
and now boom,
the doll
right behind
teleports
her.
behind her, and then she goes again. Boom, and then it teleports behind her again. And then now
he whips
it's
out
got
a knife.
Yeah. It cuts her in the leg, and I love the stance. Look at the stance. Oh my God. It's so funny the way he's stalking at her with that stance holding the knife.
And Roy's not doing anything.
Yeah, he's just sitting on the bed like this.
She's pleading with Roy, in the clip, there's no subtitles, but in the DeGauser release, there's the subtitles, and she's like pleading with Roy, like, Roy, please help me, please
do
like,
something.
Roy.
Yeah. And he's just sitting there like thinking this is entertaining. And at one point, as she's like trying to make her way towards the stairs, like the doll,
he's not concerned. Yeah,
no, he thinks this is all a game, and the clown like stabs her then in the hands, and then we get the longest chase scene I think I've seen in a long time. I mean, this fucking chase scene, talk about padding. Goes on for like,
they must have needed to extend this out in order to get it to be a feature film.
Yeah, Doris is just running in the back garden woods area, and the clown and Roy are just kind of like following after her, but it just goes on.
And they're on a boat too.
And on, yeah.
I have this clip of it, but I cut it down significantly. So you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome to the people watching and or listening. I love that, dude. That's funny.
The fucking look like he's like standing,
he's looking around
with the knife.
See him whipping
funny. It. Yeah. Doris is all covered in blood, and she sees the boat approaching the dock.
Get away from me!
Yeah, her legs all fucked up and shit.
I wish we could have clocked how long it was.
Dude, I'm telling you, this chase scene goes over for like 5 minutes. And now she's by the cliff where she originally threw the doll in the water. She's pleading. She's like, just leave me alone. Let me go. the sinister
he goes to slasher.
Yeah. Which I think he does slash her. They just don't show it. And then she falls off the cliff. There we go. The fucking dummy again. Sliding down the cliff. The dramatic music that plays constantly into the water. And we hear the splash. And this is just something. Because you got the clown
Daps
doll.
him up.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Watch.
There we go. There's the dap.
Shakes his hand.
Yep, like, job well done. So Doris is dead. And Roy tells Tony that they were playing by there looking for fireflies, and Doris fell in. Tony's like, this house
covering
is
for the fucking doll.
Yeah. Tony's like, this house is fucking cursed. It killed your mom. Now it killed your stepmom. We are leaving. We are going back, I think, to America. So the final scene is they get on the plane. You got Tony and Roy making sure Roy's fastened. The plane's about to take off. And Roy's got the clown doll right on his lap. Zooms on in. And the fucking clown doll
is just laying there,
smiling, comes to life. And we hear the laughing again.
And that's
end
it.
Credits. And that is Herencia Diabólica, a.k.a. Diabolic Inheritance.
And that it was.
Yeah.
So, what a flick, man. It's rather quick.
It's only an hour and 18 minutes. Not in, like, if you deduct
78 minutes. Wow. Yeah.
If you deduct the 5-minute chase scene, you're fucking, it's a little over an hour and 10 minutes, you know?
So this movie, would you say had some potential to be good? Like maybe some more kills would have been cool.
Some more kills if they would have added a little bit more cheap gore effects like they did with like the eye. Like even though it wasn't good, but just to see a little bit more something.
Some more people I think would have been good too. A couple more people.
I think this is a case too, just like on 5 Dead on the Crimson Canvas, where they had this big estate to work with, and due to the lack of budget, they're going to work within the confines of this, where everything pretty much takes place around this estate.
It's the production value.
Yeah.
So that does make sense. But I would have liked to know some of the lore on the clown.
Yes. Yeah, there definitely should have been more lore.
When I was like thinking about it early on, I was like, oh, okay, Tony makes a mention about how, his aunt found a lot of comfort in the doll after her husband had passed away. And then they go into talking about the black magic. So I thought maybe she did something with the doll and the black magic in order to kind of like create a companion of some sort.
That would have been good to see her do the ritual. Maybe, I don't know, some kind of demon thing inhabits the clown doll we get to see.
Was the doll always like this? Was he always, a possessed doll? And I'll say also, right, I thought, based off of the inner sleeve and artwork of this, I thought that maybe the boy Roy was the soul of the doll.
That would have been interesting.
That's where I thought that was gonna go, and that was just me like judging a book by its cover and just looking at that.
Yeah.
So.
But no, they don't go that route at all. They don't explain why the clown doll is evil or how it became evil. And also, at the end of the movie too, even either before or after they get on the plane, all of the toys come back to life in the attic. We get another shot of that too. So, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so, I mean, what do you rate this? What's your final thoughts on this?
My final thoughts.
I guess we could go right to it.
Yeah, we could, because there's not much more to talk about this one. I mean, it's a short film. It is.
And there's really not a lot of information on it. Like when you're doing the research,
because you said it was almost a lost film.
I don't think any of the prints or I don't know what the fuck exists from this thing anymore. I don't know if it's just like some kind of master. I think it is. Yeah, no, it was a lost film.
Yeah.
But so, the people at Vinegar Syndrome, DeGauser Video, all the partner labels, they're doing that work, putting this fucking stuff out.
Yeah.
So definitely go seek it out though. Go pick it up on a sale, maybe.
Listen,
like
if you could get it with the slip here, it is a very interesting slip cover. I mean, it caught our attention. I remember you like saw this and were like, yo, check this out. It's like labeled as a Mexican Child's Play ripoff. And I was sold by the cover. I said, this looks wacky as shit. Could be entertaining. I'm about it.
And then when I looked at the trailer and I saw that, they had an actor, a little person playing the fucking doll, I was very much sold on that.
Yeah. Because it's just so wacky. I think it fell short, unfortunately. But it is entertaining at times. I get a couple of good laughs. I definitely, like you said, we could have used more backstory with the clown doll, maybe to see how it became evil. A couple of more cheap gore effects, like the eye stabbing with the bottle. Like, a little bit more of that would have made it a little bit better. But, you got to take it for what it is. A Mexican Child's Play ripoff shot on a shoestring budget.
I wonder what the budget even was.
Yeah, what, like
$100,000 maybe? I don't even know. And that's to, like, pay all the actors less. And shit. Yeah,
I think like maybe 25,000.
Yeah, you could be right.
I'm thinking, but yeah. As far as my final rating on this, I'll give it a 4 out of 10. Being nice. It definitely has its moments where it's entertaining and funny and tongue-in-cheek. Where you're like, this is so ridiculous that you just have to laugh. You just have to just go with it. And at some points, it is entertaining. It is.
Yeah, man. So for me, yeah, it's an entertaining one. I think that, people should watch it. Go pick it up. You might even be able to find it streaming somewhere. Maybe. Wouldn't doubt it.
I feel like maybe Tubi might fucking at some point, like,
they should
put it on, but
this would do good.
Yeah.
If you're getting together with some of your friends and you want to put something fucking wacky on and have a good night,
that's what this movie is. Just you just show it to friends, be like, you guys want to see something ridiculous? Here, watch this Mexican Child's Play.
Yeah.
Ripoff. Like,
I appreciate a good fucking ripoff too, man.
Oh,
there's some of my favorite things, dude.
The Italians do it best. You know, fucking Bruno Mattei, Claudio Fragasso, they're notorious for being the kings of Italian ripoff. There's Bollywood ripoffs.
Which I want to start getting into a couple of those too, because there's a Nightmare on Elm Street one that looks pretty awesome.
Yeah,
and then doing some investigating into this movie, I have to look and see. I'm not sure though, but there might be a Mexican Jello.
Okay,
so that could be pretty cool, but we'll see.
Yeah,
my final rating on this movie. I agree with everything that you said before, though. A little bit more gore, a little bit more to the story would have made it a lot better. It is what it is. It exists.
Yeah, it exists.
It's a fun little movie. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 10, man.
Okay.
But I will say, because of the runtime, it has rewatchability to it.
It does, because it's not long. It's
in the sense of that I'm going to show you something ridiculous.
Yes, exactly. And I think this is staying in the collection because it's just one of those where, like, you can't believe it exists and it has such a release that it's just like, yeah, I have this movie. It exists. It's ridiculous. Look at this beautiful slip,
So with all that being said, I think it's time for you to take us out, Steven.
Sounds good. The best way you could support Dead With My Friends podcast is going over to our website at www.deadwithmyfriendspodcast.com, where you could find our latest and previous episodes, latest merch drops, past merch drops. Follow us on Instagram at Dead With My Friends Podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to leave this video a like and subscribe to us. We're on all your podcast streaming platforms. For all that, I am Steve.
And I'm Nick.
And we'll see you in the next dimension.
Peace.